Hey folks, Jeff Gonzalez with Trident Concepts, and today I'm here to do a 1,000 round review of the SIG Romeo X Compact Enclosed Optic. Still a mouthful. So it's been a really interesting 3-ish months. It took me about 3 months to get here from when I first received the optic, installed it, and started putting rounds downrange to where we're at right now. And one thing that was kind of cool is that when I originally got it, it was installed on the SIG Fuse, which I think is going to be a great gun. We're going to talk about that a little bit more down the road. But I didn't have any holsters for it, and I wanted to get started with the round count. So what I ended up doing was I ended up transferring that to my carry gun, which is a SIG Spectre Comp, which I love. And I carry that thing for, I would say, probably 70, 80% of the time I'm carrying that. So that allowed me to rack up more rounds because that's the gun that I was training with. That's the gun that I was carrying. So I wanted to try to get it there. And what was interesting was in that 3-month period, I got about 1,000 carry hours, a little bit over 1,000 carry hours. So that's, I'm spitballing there. But for the most part, when you add up the daily carry and how many days I carried, the hours of the day that I carried and how many days I carried, it really did get close to that 1,000-hour mark. So that was really cool because, I mean, that's the whole point. We want to see how this thing's going to work. We want to see what it's capable of doing. We want to see maybe what sort of unintended issues may pop up because we're just, we haven't done a high volume round count for it. So that's pretty cool. The one thing I will say, and this is the end user's fault, not the optic's fault, which is when I originally installed the optic, I mentioned this in the video, but I thought I had stripped one of the screws. Turns out I did. So one of the things that I wanted to check was the torque settings to make sure the screws were still at the same torque setting. So I had to, again, when you install the optic, the way it's designed is that the backup iron sights that used to be on the old Romeo X's are now gone, and the installation screw is in a slightly different position. So when I'm using the fix-it sticks with the torque head driver, it's because that torque head driver is a little bit fatter, it runs into the housing of the optic, and so I wasn't able to get a true straight down attitude. What ended up happening was a slightly angled attitude, and when I really torqued down on it, I did strip it. Wasn't sure, but I felt like I got enough torque on it to just leave it alone, which is what I did. But I also didn't put a witness line on that particular screw, which in hindsight probably was a bad idea. I put a witness mark on the good screw, but not on the stripped one. The reason why was, at the time, my thought process was, all right, I'm going to back this out, get another screw, and we'll get going. But the problem is I didn't have any other screws, and what I didn't want to do is then be SOL with not being able to use the fuse or the Romeo X because of logistics. So I said, screw it. But at the time, that's the time when I said, screw it, that I should have put the witness line. Didn't do it. So what I did was I ended up purchasing a 2-inch torque head, which makes such a huge difference now. It's really easy, and now I don't see any future problems with the mounting, the installing, or the confirming of the torque settings, so that's going to be good. Hindsight, would have been nice if I'd had that back then, would have been nice if I'd known that back then. So if you're looking to get a SIG Romeo X and you want to use a torque head to ensure that the screws are installed to the proper torque setting, I highly recommend that you get a 2-inch tall Torx head to make all those adjustments. So, and now let's talk about the torque itself. Unchanged. That was a big thing. So, I did mark the witness, I did mark one of them with the witness line. And, every time I would grab the gun to go, I'm making a visual check to make sure that those lines are still lined up. And again, I only had one. So that did kind of plant the seed about, well, with that other screw unknown, is there going to be a change to my zero? The answer is no. So I believe that the torque setting is the same for both screws, only I can't check the other one because it's stripped. But it's pretty tight because it's stripped right at the very end of that torque setting. But the zero is unchanged. In fact, if anything, I think the zero got a little bit better. And again, I should preference this that I could have had a bad day when I first installed the optic and was zeroing, and I could have had a good day when I was confirming the zero just now. It's hard to say. I like the fact that I can see the groupings and I can see a slightly tighter group. Maybe that was me. Maybe that was the gun optic combination. Maybe it was a combination of everything. But the 0 is unchanged. The other thing that was interesting was that I saw a 2.9% improvement in my scores. So when we started the kind of like review process to ultimately get to the, to the goal, if you will, I had done some baselines just kind of get a feel for, what to expect with the gun and the optic. And using those baselines as my before and then doing the same baselines as an after, I see a 2.9% improvement. I mean, what does that really mean? Could we infer that it's because of the gun and the optic? Maybe. I think it's just an interesting observation. It's probably because, I put concerted effort into 3 months getting a high round count, and I was making more of an effort to get to the range on a consistent basis. Sometimes I get to the range, it's kind of flip-floppity. Maybe I go twice a month, maybe I go once a month, maybe I go 4 times a month. There's not always a rhyme or reason because my schedule will also impact that. And there's other things in my life that I'm trying to get accomplished. So there's that. But it was interesting to see that, a 2.9% score improvement. Still frustrated with the lack of the lack of a button lockout feature. I'm more aware of it now. So that's the good news is, previously coming right from the other optics that I was using on the micros to the new Romeo X compact I was used to just grabbing the slide, not really worried about where my hand or my digits were, just grab it, grip it, and rip it. But now that I have inadvertently reduced the intensity of the dot accidentally because I'm squeezing the slide and the flesh of my index finger is kind of like rolling over onto that button, and it's the rear button which adjusts the lower intensity intensity of the dot. It happened to me when I was counting to see how many times. It's kind of also hard because sometimes, if it just drops down one setting, it's really hard to tell. But if it drops down a couple settings, now it's a little bit easier and you can kind of see that. So I could tell that it had dropped down a couple settings because you could just see the dot was dimmer from one repetition to the next. And then I would just have to stop and adjust the setting and we're good to go. So that's frustrating, but I'm more aware of it now, which means that I'm trying to ensure that no part of the index finger, no flesh of my index finger is kind of rolling up and onto the to the optic housing itself. So that would be my only criticism right now at 1,000 rounds, is that I still occasionally see the inadvertent, adjustment of the dot's intensity. So that also brings up another question that I'm going to pose to the viewership, which is there any real value in moving from 1,000 to the 2,000 round count? So originally when I started this, I said, hey, we're going to do a 500. Well, we did our initial review, then a 500, then 1,000, a 1,500, and a 2,000. Is there value in trying to get to 2,000? Clearly there would be. There would be value because we'd be able to go back and say, yep, it did exactly the same thing it did at 1,000 round mark. And I'm not opposed to doing that. The problem is that I also have limited time and resources to try to RDT&E some other projects. So I'm kind of like running into this conundrum of, do I keep doing this or do I move on to something else? And so I'd be curious what your thoughts are. Do you see value in going from 1,000 to 2,000? And if so, what specifically do you think we're going to see? Are we going to see, I don't know, 1,500, the wheels come off, damn thing just falls apart and breaks? And I'm trying to put it in perspective, like from the average consumer and how many hours, how many rounds they're going to probably put through their optic, their gun combination. If you take it to, let's just say you do 2 16-hour classes a year, and then you fire, let's just give it 1,000 rounds for each of those classes. That's 2,000 rounds there, and let's just say you do about another 1,000 rounds of pro dev in between. That's 3,000 rounds for the, for a year for somebody that's, let's just say, probably at the high end of skill development because they're training that much. I think there might be some value for those folks. Everybody else is probably not going to get that high of a round count in the lifetime of the gun and the optic combination. Not so sure there. So anyhow, curious what your thoughts are. Feel free to post them down below. Until next time, folks, I'm Jeff Gonzalez. Stay safe or be dangerous. Adios.